Hi, everybody. Welcome to our season premiere of USF Dons baseball. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis. As the this is a season premiere of USF Dons baseball. This is now our beginning now our 23rd year on the hilltop, and it has been a very kind of a it's been a been a horrific of current events what has happened over the past 11 months though since the last we've talked, and never in the 22 years we have in 22 years that we have been together, me as host or the reporter on the Dons, since 1999, have never been through a now as 2020 now 2021 what has happened with the pandemic that wiped out the remainder of the 2020 season. Then what happened after that with all the with the protests of the social injustice and the continuing of the battle of the coronavirus and et cetera. Now up to this point has carried over to at least to the first part of 2021, as we're now a little more than 8 weeks into this new year, and beginning our 23rd year. Coach Nino Giarratano and Coach, in the 22 years we have never seen nothing like this. It's been the last we met. We was on March 12th, nearly a year ago, as we were getting ready to we just got done previewing the Dons taking on West Coast Conference opener against Pepperdine, and it never happened because of what happened due to COVID-19. So, Coach, it's start from the top. How to get to where we are at this point?
Yeah, B, it's been tough. Obviously, last year ending after 17 games, and being stuck at home for the last 6 months, and then trying to get a fall season in, and then getting back after it again in the winter here, and we're ready for the season. So it's been a long 11 months, going on 12 months here pretty soon, that we've been trying to get back to playing baseball, but we're close. We're close. We're 4 days away, and we're excited about it.
Wow, I mean, let's start off how it was on that. We just had got done previewing Pepperdine, and that was the beginning. The team had won 6 of its last 7 games. Last year, they ended up going 9-8 in the abbreviated season, and it was the last game. In fact, was against Cal. Came out with a win. You just took a series against them in up in Berkeley, and then less than 24 or 48 hours or 24 hours after the we did our what unexpectedly be our last interview for the year. You got word came out from the West Coast Conference that the season was canceled, and before we got off work, I was getting off work from Amazon, and they said the season was canceled. Teams were just canceling the season because the virus was pretty bad. The NCAA tournament was canceled for the first time since they've begun doing tournament play in 1939. Then the dominoes continued to fall. The fact the college baseball postseason was canceled for the first time since they begun this back in 46 or 47, and it just, I mean, just tell us what happened that night when you guys were down in Pepperdine, and the players and the mood that night or that evening when you got down there, and when you got the bad news from Joe McDermott, our AD. Reset it.
Yeah, we never made it to Pepperdine. We left on the bus, and we made it to Kettleman City, and the bus turned around. I wasn't actually with the team. I was out recruiting, watching a junior college game at Ohlone Junior College, and I was going to fly out from the Oakland airport and meet the team at LA LAX and then bust to Pepperdine. But we never made it. They got halfway. There were rumors that the season was going to be canceled, and then I spoke with Joan and I spoke with Troy, and they turned the bus around, and then they picked me up over by the airport in Oakland, and I got
Wow.
on the bus with the team, and pretty somber mood, and had to tell a lot of guys that that was the end of their season, which was it was difficult. We met in the weight room when we got back, and we had 12 seniors. Of those 12 seniors, 7 of them came back to finish another year. 5 of them moved on in their life to just, one of them as a pro, and 4 of them professionally just moved on in their lives to do their thing. Ricky moved on with a job with, I think, Google Japan or Amazon in Japan. I'm not. And then obviously Tyler Villaroman went on to some construction. He's going to try to play in Europe. Chase Hodkinson went back to Australia and played in the Australian League, and he's working back home. And then Rob Emery signed with the Giants. So, Matt Mendiblis as well moved on, and he's working back in Arizona. So we lost those 5 guys, and the rest of the guys came back. So we're fortunate to have them back.
Wow. I mean, Ricky Uriah was like your typical Eric Chavez at that hot corner. I mean, and it was like a snowballing effect. I mean, you're right there at that halfway mark, and then you get the bad news, and um, phew, it was just like it was when word came out, and it was like a shock that I always crack that joke about. Well, they will never cancel college baseball season. Never, the College World Series will never ever get canceled. And this is from my personal point of view of a retrospect. When I remember as a 17-year-old when they canceled the '94 baseball season because of that ugly strike that costed the uh, ended the '94 season. Not only that, it costed Matt Williams for the challenge, him and Ken Griffey Jr. the challenge for Roger Maris single season record for home runs at that time, and then for Frank Thomas and Ken Griffey, who both were on pace to combine for over 360 RBIs, shatter Hack Wilson's record, or Tony Gwynn with a shot for 400. The, the closest National League hitter or the player in recent memory to get that close in either league was George Brett back in 1980, or the last National League leaguer to do that was Chuck Klein back, I think, in the 30s. And then the Expos, who had a 6-game lead over the Atlanta Braves when the strike hit on August 12th, '94, looked like they were the legitimate team to beat in all of baseball. Never got a chance to get to that World Series, and ultimately a decade later they end up moving to the nation's capital, known as the Washington Nationals. Similar parallels what had happened last year, but it was kind of like a reality shock though. So what happened after that? After you guys got back, it was like everybody had to go back to their clean out, and it was like the circus left though.
A lot of the guys stayed and trained, and we're just glad that we got a chance to get back to it again, and we worked really hard to get back to this point, but here we are. We had a great fall, and we've had a good winter leading up to the season, and now we get a chance to play the number 1, number 2 team in the country at UCLA.
Well, as now we have looked at this abbreviated year, now we look at the present with the 2021 Dons. I mean, you got a lot of people coming back, and you had some signings, though, because I'm trying to learn the new faces, some of the new faces as well, because we remember we did not have a full season end of the year, unfortunately, and we didn't really rarely. We met on a couple occasions during the holidays, but we did not have like that full, had that full, usually fall updates though because of the of the pandemic, though. So just tell us some of the new names that came. You guys were able to sign.
Yeah, I think all of college baseball is in the same boat we are. They had a lot of guys come back, and they signed a lot of good players because the draft was shortened. So there's a lot of Division I baseball schools that didn't lose a lot of really good players. So
Hmm.
I think we're all playing with better rosters. So we'll just see where that takes us. But obviously, uh, we we're really excited about some of our young players that we got in here. Aiden Lee, a right-handed pitcher from Santa Cruz, big, tall, right-handed kid, throwing 91, 92 with the sinker and a pretty good slider. Um, we see him as a frontline starter for us. Owen Stevenson, a kid from Sacred Heart here in the city, has really blossomed. He was 86, 87. Now he's 88 to 91 with a good breaking ball. He's a strike thrower. So we're really excited about Owen and Aiden, the two freshman arms that we got. We got other freshmen. Caleb Waltz, a kid that we brought in from Colorado, has a real good career, but he got hurt early in the spring this spring, and he had Tommy John surgery a week ago. So he's out for the season, but he'll come back and
He'll get an
he'll be
extra
a
year
strong.
of a red shirt too.
Yeah, he'll be a strong force for us, and um, we're really excited about the kid we got from St. Ignatius, Mario Demera, infielder, outfielder, right-handed hitter. Really excited about freshman kid we got from Santa Cruz, Luke Keishel, kid that has a chance to start at second or third base for us, and probably one of our most productive hitters over the last 5 months. So we're excited about Luke. There's a lot of guys that are mixed in there. Christian Stapleton, left-handed hitter from College of San Mateo, comes to us from Monterey. Christian's a big, strong, physical left-handed hitter that hits for power. So we're excited about him. And then we got two really good transfers, B,
Woo!
that are going to start for us. We got a kid that transferred from the University of Oklahoma, Jordan Bujevich, who's going to start for us in right field. And then we got a kid, Ryan Davis, that transferred from Georgetown, that's in the grad program at USF, and
The two
he's going to have a
Davises.
chance. He's going to have a chance to start for us at third base and take over Ricky's spot. But both those guys are left-handed hitters, and both those guys are guys that have played 4 years in college and got a fifth year because of COVID, and they're gonna really help us.
So it really is not as bad as people think, and that was, because that I mean, I'll be honest, Coach, I'm a miss Ricky. I was so spoiled when he played there at the hot corner because everything he picked up, it was clean. It was clean. You could put a blindfold over Ricky, he still could pick him and throw him at first base.
Yeah, we're gonna miss Ricky. Not only the tenacity that he showed as a defensive player, but we're going to miss him as a person, and we're going to miss him as a leader and a teammate, and we're going to miss him as a worker. And he so many qualities that Ricky had that were superstar qualities, and it's hard to replace a person of that quality.
Yeah.
In my lifetime, I don't know if we'll find another guy that is that unselfish and works that hard and cares about the team and can perform like that. So
I mean, the
it's
best
gonna be
third
hard to
baseman,
replace.
right?
It's gonna be hard to replace Ricky, but it was hard to replace Scott Cousins, and it was hard to replace Tag Mosade, and it was hard to replace Kyle Zimmer and Bradley Zimmer, and it was hard to replace Nico Giarratano. And you go on and on. There's kids that you think are irreplaceable,
Steven
and
Yarrow, who made the snag,
yes,
which I
yes,
think
Stephen
Ricky
Yarrow.
was the best third baseman we hadn't had since defensively since Steve.
Yeah, you think about Steve Booth and Dominic Morolio, and there's just so many kids that we never thought we would replace, and we keep finding good enough players, and hopefully that's kind of our mo. That's what we keep doing is we're just finding good kids and good players, and we just keep trying to replace them.
Boy, I mean, it is also with the how with the starters you got both. Riley and Barasa back this year. They all a majority of the players, not just on with the Dons, but across the country, getting that get out of jail free COVID-19 pass.
Yeah, we were really fortunate. Riley's got a sore elbow right now, so we're a little worried about him. I don't think he's going to be able to start the season on time, but hopefully he gets in there a couple weeks late. But Landon, we're glad to have Landon back. We're glad to have Riley back, and and Grant Neshek. We have all three starters back, and then we have three really good relievers back in that bullpen, right? With
Fam.
Fam and uh, what we're going to be able to do with Jesse Barron, and then Grant Young. You think about that, and then boy, I'll tell you what. Eric Resselman is by far our hardest thrower right now. He's 95 to 97.
He's only a sophomore.
He's a freshman, COVID freshman. So he's coming back from Tommy John, and he'll throw an inning this weekend at UCLA, and that's it. But when he comes back, he's got a chance to fight and get in that starting rotation. So we're excited about our pitching.
And I think not just for 2021, but down the road, because you got some good arms to replace these guys down the road as well.
Yeah, we do. We're excited about the future, and we need to play this season. And last year we were really starting to get it going in the right direction, and too bad that it was cut short. But now we gotta reclaim the magic again.
I know, because that was like the more we were really starting to take off, and then that detour in a heartbeat, just like you were just riding, and then you just got into one of those bad intersections, or just like the momentum just like disappeared in a heartbeat, though.
Yeah, that's part of it, dude. So we're moving forward now.
Yeah, I think that's the best thing we could do. But um, what's as now we look at it 2021, we got UCLA coming up. That will be the top ranked team in the country. This is of course a similar fate a decade ago, which this year marks the 10-year anniversary when the Dons started down there at UCLA, and their season ended at down at Jackie Robinson Stadium in Los Angeles. Similar parallel like it was a decade ago.
Yeah, I hope there's a little better result from the beginning though, because they beat us all three games
Yep.
in 2000 and what was that
11.
2011? Yeah, they beat us 1-0. They beat us 2-1, and then I think they beat us 6-1. I think Garrett Cole beat us the first day. Trevor Bauer beat us the second day, and then.
But we got back at Cole in game one of that regional series when Kyle
And then
pitched a
Cutco
massive.
beat us 6-1.
So that's
Yeah, hopefully they beat us. They beat us 4 out of 5 times that year. So we're hoping we can change that a little bit. Maybe beat them a few more times than just once.
I mean that's but we competed with them. That was not bad. All 5 of those games. You throw out the 6-1
Yeah.
loss. At least 4 of those games. The one we won. But outside of that, those games were like one-run games. So we went
Yeah,
toe
I
to.
hope the 10-year reunion is good for us. I hope we compete like we can.
Yeah, and then also this year will mark the 10-year anniversary of that team. What are your memories of that 2011 Dons team?
Oh, what a wonderful theme! When we had setbacks. Matt Lujan has Tommy John at the end of the season, and Kyle has to move up to the Friday starter.
Ouch.
Barrett Leopold gets hurt, and he's pitching, kind of leaking oil down the stretch. But that team was fabulous. We played great defense.
Gutsy.
Pete Levine was a superstar in center field, and Reese was playing short with Adam Clear, and the Baylog brothers were part of that tandem. Kyle was a superstar. That was Adam Simber was part of that group. That was a great team. And,
Yeah.
we played well in that regional. We lost a heartbreaker to Irvine 4-3, and then the next day we came back and we lost to UCLA 6-1. But Beating them at their place the first night of that regional was something special.
I mean, the fans, they came down. The green and gold travels very well, and I'm remembering, it was that was a game. That was going down, and I'll never forget the two games I remember. One game with Pete Levine, the swing against Pepperdine to hit that big 3-run homer in the seventh, bottom of the seventh inning to tie that game. Did ultimately win that game and sweep Pepperdine for the first time in 4 decades. And then the game when Anthony Diarbora, our former baseball op, is down now in junior college coaching, makes the call, the snag by Stephen Yarrow to wrap up the WCC title up in Spokane.
Yeah, that was special. And we go to Spokane again this year.
It
So
ended up, yep.
hopefully we play well there at the end of the year, and we're in this thing and have a chance to get in the NCAA tournament. So that's kind of the plan going into it. But the schedule is going to be a tough one. At UCLA,
I love it.
and then at Cal for 4, and then at Stanford for 4, and then at Santa Barbara. All 4 of those teams are perennial NCAA tournament teams and really good programs. So
And
we
teams
got
like,
our work
yeah,
out for us, man.
yeah, and
We got to
Stanford,
play
who
well.
were not playing well at the early part of the stage of the season, they ended up feeling it was a blessing in disguise because were now able to reset though, and some of these
Oh,
teams,
Stanford and Cal. So it'll be interesting as they both reset, and hopefully, they're not going to stay down for long. They're too good.
no, they're way too good. Because I love playing the best to be the best, and then let's go in depth of the conference though. You look at Pepperdine was ranked 16th in the nation going, and then also look at San Diego, Gonzaga. Then you got the top. Then you got the 4 teams who will be there to the end. You know us, and then teams like St. Mary's. The Giordano, Greg Moore Battle of the Bay #1 never happened last year, and we're gonna have a chance this year. We'll be playing multiple
Yeah,
times, including non-conference.
when you look at the conference, obviously Pepperdine is elite right now. They were really good last year. San Diego was really good last year until the season was shortened. So those 2 programs, and then Gonzaga has been really good over the last 5, 6, 7 years. Inside of that program, they've been battling at the top, and don't count BYU out. And then obviously Santa Clara was much improved last year, and they got all
Yes,
those guys back. St. Mary's is much improved with Greg there, so the conference is going to be difficult, and I think that's why we're playing such a competitive schedule in
balanced schedule.
non-conference to get us ready.
I think those those months, 3 months, you guys been chomping by the bit, and the good positive news that not one of our players have gotten tested positive for COVID, and they know what's in stake. They know they don't want to, they know what's happening.
Yeah, yeah, they sure do.
Because I don't want to see nobody, even yours truly, ever catch that though. And then also, what are your thoughts with what Joan and the rest of the athletic department, how they've handled this COVID throughout these past 11 months?
Oh, I think they've been fabulous. I think the support we've been given and the opportunity for us to test and get ready to play again. I mean, so grateful to the university for shelling out all the money they've had to shell out to keep us going, and all the work they've had to do to try to get us back on the competitive playing fields and courts, and they've done a miraculous job. It's just been a tireless year for them.
I
So
know for Port.
I can't say enough how much I appreciate what they've done and how they continue to support us. So we're excited to kick off the year on Friday, and hopefully everything gets off clean, and we get a chance to do it.
Yeah, I think I've really got to give credit to Joan. She's kind of the real MVP. first full year right after when Scott left. Then last year, well, that her second full year. I mean, just like it, just she's like that Energizer bunny rabbit, keeps going and going and going. And I will hopefully, when things really get back to normal, be able to get back up on the campus. I want to do an exclusive sit down with Joan, the state of USF, how they have persevered up to this particular point, and that saying that sooner or later we are going to get back to that sense of normalcy. And I'm just hoping before this year is out, where it's safe, we'll be back up there on the hilltop doing what we love to do. Because I've really missed you guys, and this was very challenging, though, and it's very humbling, though.
Yeah, we miss you, Brian. It's going to be tough this year, not having you on the bus and not having you close to the dugout, not seeing you inside the stadium. It's going to be tough not seeing you. So I hope we get back to normal so we can get you back on that bus and get you going with the team. But it's going to be an odd year. We're going to have to stay in our bubble. Everyone's going to have to stay in that bubble for the whole year until we get it figured out.
Yeah, I think so too. Because I mean, the numbers are because we don't know when this is going to come to an end, but at least we will have baseball. We will have. I'll be doing some audio, in-home stuff though, and then we'll still be doing weekly shows here until they give us the.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, Brian, it's nice talking to you. Got any more questions?
I think that's it though, Coach. But thank you for being on. It's the first time we've done a full interview in a very long time. And one more thing you got coming up, you're 2 wins away from 600. When the last game we stopped was at 598.
Yeah, hopefully we get that at UCLA. That'd be a nice way to celebrate 600.
Yep, 600. Yeah. So, Coach, I'm gonna let you go, and and I also thank Jordan Brockus for hooking us up, and we're gonna try to post this on Facebook though, have it edited, get this everybody
Don't forget Bianca. Don't forget Bianca.
and Bianca as well for helping us out though. Yeah, for getting this thing set up.
All
So
right. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow on the Zoom call. All right.
yeah, I'll be on there tomorrow night. Yeah. All right, Coach. Thank you and thank you for everybody watching on USF Dons. Dons will be in action, taking on the. They'll be taking on. Don't close out yet, because I got to. Dons will be taking on the top-ranked UCLA Bruins down at Jackie Robinson Stadium, 5 o'clock Friday night, and then Saturday and Sunday afternoon is day games at 2 o'clock. And latest news on USF Dons. And by the way, there will be no fans for this particular time while we're still in this pandemic, but you catch the games and we will be trying to do some interactive games on from our ASM Bay Area studios until we'll be able to get back in person. But latest news on USF Dons athletics, go to usfdons.com. That's it for now. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis on Dons TV, the season premiere of USF Dons baseball preview of the 2021 campaign, and the USF Dons leadoff dinner will be virtually Tuesday night at 7 p.m. We hope you could join us on the virtual then. That's it for now. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis. You've been watching USF Dons weekly preview on Dons TV. Dons TV is in association with the Arena Sportsnet Bay Area.